This two-time Pac-12 Coach of the Year knows a little something about winning as a double-digit seed. 9 wins, more than any other active coach. Off we go from Cameron Indoor Stadium. Not surprisingly, the 6'8" Philly Che gets the tip for the Oregon Ducks, second tallest player in this NCAA tournament, and height is on the side of the Ducks. They will take a 3 on their first possession though and knock it down. Starting lineups brought to you by Capital One. You see the starters for Vanderbilt, Blakes and Camille Pierre, a dynamic duo, both averaging over 20 points per game. Waba Oliver, a former Duke Blue Devil by the way, and Ayanna Moore, who played great during the SEC tournament. Pierre to Blakes, took some contact. Deja Kelly, the former North Carolina Tar Heel, 2,000-point players in their career. Here is Kelly. Can she get hot in the NCAA tournament? As you said, a ton of experience, and she
made Oregon pay. They've missed those 2 layups, but that's not going to last. Vandy is going to score off those turnovers if the Ducks keep giving it up.
Open look for Scott. She steps in to get a little closer in the country for the season.
But Oregon doing a great job of holding Vanderbilt, at least at this point, it looks like way under their average so far.
Well, that is the first basket by here in Durham so far, which favors this Oregon team. Fiso, the freshman, finding
their second leading scorer, one of the best players in the SEC. I feel like you've got to be safe. You've got to keep her on the bench, but Oregon, they
half in those 2 SEC tournament games. So Oregon breaks the pressure and does a little bit better. Fiso getting to rise a little bit for Vanderbilt. Team accustomed to scoring at a much higher clip. They get the takeaway here. Blake's on the move. Goes around a couple of defenders, gets the roll. She got challenged to go one-on-one against a sports writer at halftime of the Duke North Carolina men's game back when she was playing at North Carolina. She smoked them.
That is so classic back in the day story of women trying to prove them. Has been huge, a real catalyst for Oregon off the bench in this first half.
Commodores looking for a catalyst on this end, fighting it there. 6 points in the game now for Pierre to go along with 9 for Blakes. The bulk of the scoring by that dynamic duo for the Commodores. Pierre, number 1 in the SEC field goals made. Here we go again.
And he was talking to Coach Lanning about how to handle this new world. And basically, Dan Lanning said, Kelly, you got to embrace it or you got to get out. You kind of got to get over it and just embrace this new world order, embrace the portal, embrace NIL. And Kelly Graves agreed, and he's been able to do that the last couple of years. They've got quite a few transfers on this team. Deja Kelly, Peyton Scott, their 2 leading scorers. So he's in it for the long haul.
I think, yeah, it was something along the lines of, Kelly, suck it up.
Yes.
Because you still love this. And he
consistently.
Oh, well.
I don't know what he's saying, but like you said, Jenny, he's trying to do his part.
Or at least pantomiming, talking to the officials, which maybe is not so bad. There's a triple. 3 women's teams, top 3 seeds, first time ever. Duke, North Carolina, NC State, all been top 3 seeds and are hosting. They'll get going in Reynolds and Chapel Hill. Lead up to 9. That is the largest of the game for the Ducks. The 10 seed doing some damage in this first half against the 7-seeded Vanderbilt Commodores out of the SEC. Blakes. A lot of our coaches here in Durham is a rare man. Knows all about that. That's what he's trying to tell his team. Back to 1995 for the last time that they met, and this is the first in the NCAA tournament. Ducks have gotten some production off the bench, and they've
not see a way for Vanderbilt to come back in this game. They need her out there.
Commodores' only team with 2 players averaging. Blakes pulls up, nearly got her own rebound. And it is Kelly and the Ducks out on the break. They want a half-court game, but you give them some points in transition, they're going to take them.
Stop the ball and stop Deja Kelly in transition. I mean, she gets all the way to the paint before she sees any resistance and finishes with the left hand.
To their first Elite 8 in program history. Kelly. Oh, she's feeling it now.
And she likes being back in the triangle. She said the main thing she misses, the one thing she misses food-wise, Jen, is Cookout. And I understand that because I don't think they have Cookout out there in Oregon where you can get a quesadilla at 3 a.m.
Jordan Oliver gets a bucket. Vandy had missed their last 10, but now they've got to get back on defense. And Pierre, not much.
He is not stopping the ball in transition. They've got to find a way to create a little more resistance. Oregon is really not getting any sort of resistance from Vanderbilt as they try to move the ball in transition.
Commodores, now all 5 starters have scored for Vanderbilt, but for a while there it really was just Blakes and Pierre. Mostly Blakes doing the scoring. Oregon has seen something they like here at Cameron.
Because Vanderbilt has just not been able to score. And this is a team that averages 84 points per game.
Blakes. I mean, the rebounding deficit likely was addressed at halftime by Shea Ralph for Vanderbilt, so you understand the effort from Blakes because she's super competitive, as Coach Ralph was telling us. The Ducks
ready. Oregon, if I'm Kelly Graves, I'm saying the ball needs to touch the paint every single play because they cannot guard Vanderbilt right now because of that foul trouble.
Shot is short from Moore. Offensive rebound. Oliver grabbed it. Dish off. Bucket good. But she can light it up, is the point. Now, can Oregon keep their composure? We've seen some double-digit seeds in games, making some close games across the country so far for Vanderbilt. Commodores applying some full court pressure after the free throw make. Falatea, yes, that is her 3rd triple of the night.
You could tell Falatea, she was ready to let that thing fly.
And she is the one you want with the ball in her hands from the three-point line if you're Oregon, their best three-point shooter. Under 10 now for Vanderbilt. Oliver, contested shot, put back is good.
Third quarter, do they have enough here in the 4th?
Commodores were down 19 in that 3rd quarter. It's a 12-point game now. Another turnover gives it back to the Ducks, and Deja Kelly for 3 to drive this Vanderbilt team forward.
Vanderbilt just loses Deja Kelly. They're worried about the other shooters, and the Oregon Ducks absolutely love it.
Off the inbounds, a quick, easy 2 for Jordan Oliver. 4 points in a game for the former Duke Blue Devil. Also played at Baylor her first 2 years. Jordan Oliver, grad transfer now with the Commodores.
No rush for Oregon. They have plenty of time. They can take their time, and Deja Kelly was ready to go the second she got to North Carolina. It's still, to me, the strength of her game. She's made a bunch of big mid-range shots today when Oregon needs them.
18 points in the game for Deja Kelly to lead Oregon. Another free throw good from Pierre. Lead a dozen for Oregon. Deja Kelly has done a tremendous job. She stepped in, had to be a leader right away. Che gets the 2. Selection inching Vanderbilt closer to single digits.
There's the traps that I've been wanting to see from Vanderbilt off of those made baskets. This is what Vanderbilt loves to do.
Commodores coming alive. Shea Ralph's mom, Marsha Lake, Doc as they call her, loving it in the stands. It is indeed single digits now, nearly another takeaway as it's off the foot of Pierre. It'll go back to Oregon.
Pressure on Oregon if you're Vanderbilt. Make them uncomfortable. Getting your hands on the ball, that's Ayana Moore, and then a great pass by Ayana Moore to Jordan Oliver. Shea Ralph's mom, who was
able to all game long, leading the Ducks 18 points. Moore, Kapanis. Inside, yes, it's good off the glass for Camille Pierre.
Vanderbilt, they've made their last 4 shots from the field. They're forcing turnovers. This is the closest they've been since the 1st quarter in this game.
10-2 run by the Commodores. And all of a sudden, we've got a game here in Durham. make it 12-2 as Oliver goes to the basket off the steal and don't go anywhere.
And in a drought, Vanderbilt's been able to force turnovers. You cannot have a live ball turnover here. You need a bucket badly.
Under 10 on the shot clock. Peyton Scott, 2,000-point scorer in her career, has not coming.
Feels like this ball has to go through Michaela Blakes or Camille Pierre on this play, and there's Blakes there.
When Shea brought it down.
Heads up play, and with the 4 fouls too, but she got all ball.
Oliver setting the screen, has to be careful. She's had 2 whistled as illegal screens. This one goes against the Ducks to within 2 at this point as they're climbing back in here in this 4th quarter.
That's an incredible stat. Games, and you've seen, yes, Vanderbilt's been able to force some turnovers using their Vanderbilt. No need to rush at this point.
Commodores have made 6 of their last 8 now. Offensive rebound to Blakes, who wants it, and it is a foul.
Has got 6'8" Che on her, so she makes the good decision to pass it to Cal.
Out the block a few moments ago from Blakes. The rebound. Shea Ralph says, has a championship mentality, said that. Giving a fresh shot clock to Oregon. Still a 2-possession game. Kelly, no, Che rips down the rebound, can't put it back. And then there is going to be a foul.
Any offensive rebounds on that possession.
Kapanis committing the foul. Pierre had it in her hands, and now Blakes takes it away. Pierre from Blakes, yes!
Get out and run. Pierre had the initial play, and then Blakes gets her hands on it here. And she's off to the races, looking up, looking ahead. What a tough pass. Even better catch here in Cameron Indoor.
A chance for a 3-point play and to make this a 1-point game. Pierre does just that. Must have felt they all but assured themselves a spot to play here on Sunday with a 19-point lead in the second half. Now they've seen it shrink to 1 point with under a minute to go.
I said it before, no need to rush for Vanderbilt, but the ball needs to be in Michaela Blakes' hands or setting something up for Camille Pierre. Nothing in between.
Blakes. Oliver, 6 on the shot clock. Here is Pierre through the double team. The Oregon defense got the steal, and then Pierre went flying in after the ball from the free throw line. You have the ice you need in your veins in March. Kelly makes the second.
Situation.
Ducks with a 2-point lead, and no pass is easy. This is a foul, so she will have to go to the bench. It's a big loss for Vanderbilt. 17 points for Pierre in this game.
Yeah, I see the call there. I know Vanderbilt trying to go for the steal. Pierre with a lot of contact, and it's just not worth fouling.
Sophomore Sophia Bell on the line for Oregon. Misses the first. Has it happening right here. Can give Oregon a 3-point lead. No, it stays at 2. The rebound up for grabs. Vanderbilt ball. Officiating crew going to the monitor to check that just to be certain they got it right.
This is March. You got to do your due diligence, but I think that's pretty obvious that is off of Peyton Scott as she is falling out of bounds with the basketball almost into the arms of the Oregon.
Oliver ready to inbound, and here we go. In the hands of Blakes it goes. Commodores need 2 to tie, a 3 to win. Is Blakes gonna take it in herself? That's what the defense is thinking. She passes it off more, another pass, off the glass and in from Kapanis for the tie. No timeouts for Oregon.
What a play by Ayanna Moore. She was the second option. She drew the defense, dished off to Kapanis for the 2.
Ducks taken away by Oliver. The shot from 3 at the buzzer, no! No foul called on that putback attempt. That's what Oregon is wanting. But we are going really started to rear its head in their comeback in the second half. The Ducks passing around. Sophia Bell had the look at the three at the end of regulation. Che is fouled.
Felt inside for Oregon. And number 13 for Vanderbilt, Justine Pissot. They're going to rely on her a lot in this, and they're going to need her.
She played some in the first half. That was her third foul, so she's got a couple, well, one more to work with, trying to defend Che inside. And Philly Che has been more of a presence on both ends of the floor as this game has gone on. Vanderbilt executed their offense to tie the game up with 4 seconds to go. Well, unexpected from Cameron Indoor.
If we get bonus basketball in March, we're fine with that.
I don't mind. 26 points in this game for Blakes. Passes it off. Kapanis had the game-tying shot for the Commodores to get us here to overtime. Valatea gets it to
the Ducks.
Oregon back out in front. Valatea, 3-year player at BYU before coming to Oregon. Blakes, no. Che is going to get whistled for the foul. That was her 4th, and it puts Justine Pissot on the free throw line, a 6'4" junior out of Toms River, New Jersey. Having to play some big minutes here with Camille Pierre on the bench. Well, Blake's got a similar call earlier in this game. All season long, 8 seconds now. Deja Kelly with 19 points in the game. Scott steps into her shot, hits it before the buzzer. It is graduate students, senior, graduate. There are some players who want to continue their seasons and their careers. The Banks has been 10-seeded Oregon, leading by as many as 19 points in the second half in this game. Vanderbilt coming back to tie and force overtime. Deja Kelly can't get the roll. What a big rebound that was. And then the foul committed. I mean, been able to get the scoring portion of it, but yes, what a time to make your first. The free throw struggles continue for the Ducks as Muhammad, she's one of the worst. But that one gave Oregon a 1-point lead. Offensive foul! That's gonna put Blakes on the bench. 26 points, and Michaela Blakes' day is done.
Huge, and what a play by Peyton Scott. The 5th-year senior, that's the correct call, and that is such a smart play from her to set her feet, to be there before Blakes leaves the...
One more game, what a play. About 20 seconds difference between the shot clock and the game clock. That is a foul, and that's 5 on Kapanis. Players for Vanderbilt are going to the bench, fouling out.
And Deja Kelly just trying to get to the basketball. Kapanis with a lot of contact.
This Vanderbilt team with Blakes, Pierre, and Kapanis all on the bench. Deja Kelly struggling from the free throw line toward the end of this game. Missed one in the 4th, misses one now in overtime.
You'd think Ayanna Moore is going to be a big part of this play.
Those players on the bench hoping their teammates can give them a chance to play another day. Moore had it knocked away, was able to pick it back up, had to try to shoot over Che, couldn't do it. Who has the rebound but Peyton Scott?
To make Oregon respect her options to pass, and Moore could not get a good shot off.
Scott, the best free throw shooter on this Oregon team, but sometimes just as good shooting can be contagious, so too can missing your shots.
And Vandy does have that timeout that they've saved, but you got to get the rebound to call timeout.
That's an 83% free throw shooter. Just missed them both. Finally there, a foul is committed, but no offensive rebound. And apologies, that last foul was on Oliver. That was her fourth. Scott, a little sigh of relief as she puts that one in. The next one, the big one, to make it a 2-possession game. She does.
These players finally getting an opportunity. For Vanderbilt, you got to go quickly, just need some points.
The three misses in Oregon, making more magic in Durham, just like they did in 2017 as a 10 seed, upsetting 7-seeded Vanderbilt. First double-digit seed to win outside of the first 4 games in this NCAA tournament.